Balboa Park was established in 1868, which is 150 years ago, and began as 1,400 acres of land in 1868. It was known back then as City Park, but it wasn't until 1892 when Kate Sessions began to make steps towards beautification. Many of these efforts can be seen today. Continuous efforts had been made to improve the park, such as water system and roads, and in 1910, the park was renamed Balboa Park. Currently, I am walking on the Cabrillo Bridge, which is housed by the California Tower and Dome. These buildings were built for the 1915 Panama, California Exposition. We are now approaching the tower and the dome itself on the left. And then here is the rest of the Cabrillo Bridge in its entirety. Right here on the left, we have the San Diego Museum of Man. This, along with the Cabrillo Bridge, was also built for the 1915 exposition. On our left, we have the San Diego Museum of Art, which was founded in 1926 and is the region's oldest and largest art museum. The building was designed by architect William Templeton Johnson and Robert W. Snyder. We are now walking up to the Botanical Building, which was also built for the 1915 exposition. Right across the Botanical Building, we have the Lily Pond, which was created at the same time for the same purpose. back in that corner, we have the Spanish Village Art Center, which houses 35 working art studios. And here we have the Moreton Bay fig growing north of the Natural History Museum. It was planted before 1915 and stands at 60 feet tall and 120 feet wide. This was added in addition to the 1915 exposition because not only was the architecture important, but so was the landscaping. Here we have the San Diego Natural History Museum, which was founded in 1874 and is the oldest scientific institution in Southern California. Right here we have the Casa del Prado, which was also created for the 1915 exposition. They were first built as wood and plaster structures and have all been remodeled since. Here we have Zorro Gardens, which is also known as Butterfly Gardens, and it was an adult-only attraction in 1935. Here we have the Spreckles Oregon Pavilion, which was also built for the 1915 exposition. As we start heading this way, we're going to see the structures that were built after the 1915 exposition. So this would be for the 1935 to 1936 California Pacific International Exposition. These are the two main expositions held here at Balboa Park. This exposition was set forth to boost local economy during the Depression, and more buildings and landscapes were added. These structures presented a fascinating architectural history of the Southwestern, from earlier Aztec influence through the Mexican Pueblo-style art. So all these structures will have this similar to SDSU, the mission design. So this area known as the Palisades was the biggest renovation made for the 1935-1936 exposition. So here we will have all the structures that were added. Right in front of us we have the San Diego Air and Space Museum, which is housed within the Ford building. Here we have the San Diego Automotive Museum, which is housed inside the California State Building. And this little Palisades area is where we're going to conclude the walk.